everyone, this is Alex, the driving instructor from SenSen Driving School. In today's video, we'll be doing part 3 in general driving in the Burnaby area. So we are picking up where we left off in part 2. Just approaching a crosswalk here, so hovering your foot over the brake for 2 seconds as well as scanning it. Okay, up ahead, we approach a four-way stop. Four-way stop. Whoever arrives first, full stops first, gets to go first. If 2 cars arrive at the same time, the car on the right gets to go first. If you and the car across from you arrives at the same time, then the person going straight gets to go first. Okay, and that's an example of how a four-way stop would look like. Okay, let's see this example here. So I arrived second, and of course I waited for that pedestrian, did my left shoulder check, and turned. Hand over hand steering and letting the wheel spin back. Up ahead there, we turn right, and a reminder, any and all right turns, I want 2 shoulder checks. The first one is when you signal, the second one is before you turn, and you're checking for cyclists as well as pedestrians. That's the first shoulder check. Slowing down, second shoulder check, hand over hand steering, letting the wheel spin back. Okay, so up ahead here, we'll be approaching a cul-de-sac. So as you approach the cul-de-sac, slow down. You want to signal left, shoulder check over your right shoulder before you enter the cul-de-sac. You keep to the right along the curb, you turn your wheel to the left, and you drive along the curb of the street. Keep checking out your window as well as the front window, alternating as you drive throughout the cul-de-sac. And when you reach the end of the cul-de-sac, make sure you pull your car back to the right-hand side. So example of how a cul-de-sac looks like. And let's see me do it. So left signal there, right shoulder check, going along the curve of the road, checking out the left window, the front window, left window, front window, 15 to 20 kilometers an hour. Okay, and then pulling myself back to the right side. So a reminder, this is a side street, so I'm driving more in the middle, so it protects me against doors that can swing open or cars that can come out of driveways. Okay, up ahead we turned left. So I only need 1 shoulder check, and it's before you turn, and you're checking for pedestrians. Okay, there's the signal. Full stop. Okay, rolling out to the second stop so we can get a better view of the cars. Left shoulder check, and turn. Hand over hand steering, letting the wheel spin back. Okay, again, we're approaching the 4-way stop. This time around, I arrived first. I full stopped, so I proceeded because I had right of way. Okay, still scanning the intersection. Checking mirrors. So this road is quite narrow with the parked cars. So I did go a little bit slower, just so I'm prepared for any hazards that may come my way. It's hard to see here with the sun, but there is a yellow line that divides traffic, so this is how I know it's a main road. And main road, you can safely assume 50 kilometers an hour, unless otherwise posted. Scanning the intersection. Okay, did you catch that? There was a sign back there that warned us of the school zone. There was a sign on the right-hand side, and if you watched my previous videos, you would know how a school zone ends. And so you're looking for the back of the same sign on the other side of the road to know where the school zone ends. So that's the beginning of the school zone here. So you have to be at 30 as you cross that sign. Okay, there's a crosswalk here. Hovering your foot over the brake for 2 seconds, preparing for pedestrians. So you're looking for the back of the school zone sign on the other side. It's hard to see with the sun here, but it is that green post there. So that's me looking over my left shoulder to double check if that was the sign. Okay, a reminder, when you are stopped behind a vehicle, make sure you can still see both of the back tires of the car in front of you. This is to ensure that you have a safe distance between you and the car in front. Continuing to check our mirrors every 5 to 8 seconds, scanning our intersections left, center, right, left. Okay, up ahead, we turn left at the light. Okay, there's no oncoming vehicles, no pedestrians, so we did our shoulder check, and we turn into the closest lane, and we do a right lane change here. So checking the rearview mirror first, then you signal right to check the right side mirror, do a right shoulder check, and when safe, proceed with the lane change. There we go. No cars, lane change. And up ahead here we turn right, so we get into the rightmost lane to turn right. Okay, so some intersections have a special yield lane and a yield sign here, so that's what we are up against here. Yield signs are exactly that. It tells you to yield to pedestrians and cars. Yield signs are not stop signs, but please approach with caution. So it looks like that. We're turning right there. So you would stop before the crosswalk for pedestrians or after the crosswalk to wait for cars. but we never sit on top of the crosswalk because that would be a violation. So here's me checking. No cars, no pedestrians, so I proceed into the closest lane. But of course there's a parked vehicle, so I change into the next lane here. Okay, it looks like we're stopped, or about to stop, behind a very big truck. So make sure you leave yourself extra space so you could try to see around the truck. Okay, so the truck creeped forward. We're inching forward. Again, because it's a truck, we're leaving extra space just so it's easier for us to see around the truck. Okay, letting the truck move ahead a little bit more before we start. There we go. Scanning the intersection. Okay, going downhill, so making sure we're staying on the brakes. Braking, letting go, braking, letting go to maintain the 50 kilometers an hour. Okay, so we had a red light, so of course we stop. Okay, train tracks. It is very important as you approach and drive across train tracks that you scan both sides a few times. You need to make sure you're checking harder here because they're worried that the mechanical arms don't come down like they normally would and not warn you enough if a train was coming. So make sure you're scanning the train tracks as you approach and drive across them. Checking a couple times there. Yeah. Okay, up ahead at the next light we turn right. So we signal, shoulder check, get into that designated right turn lane. So because it's a designated right turn lane, we don't need to turn off our signal and re-signal. So of course it's a red light, so we full stop and we wait. Okay, it's green, shoulder check 2, we turn into the closest lane here. Okay, this portion of lougheed is a little bit more complicated, and so work with your supervisor if you practice in this area, but we need to get into the next lane here because there's road markings on the road telling us to merge into this lane. Again, it's hard to see because of the sun. I do want to turn right up ahead there on Gilmore, so you have to signal right, shoulder check, get into the right lane. And then after this right lane, you have to cross over a bike lane, so another shoulder check. And that's how you get into this designated right turn lane over those broken white lines. And again, we're approaching a yield sign right turn. So make sure you're slowing down and checking for pedestrians and cars. I recommend anywhere between 15 to 20 kilometers an hour. Slowing down, checking for pedestrians. Okay, so up ahead here, we turn right. Okay, so we didn't have enough space, so we wait. We don't try to squeeze between the car and the curb. It's just not worth the risk, so just wait. Okay, another yield sign here, so slowing down for pedestrians if there are any, slowing down for cars if there are any, and then proceed. Okay, so we are back where we started in part 1 of this 3-part series. That's it for now. Please subscribe, like this video, and comment below and let me know what you would like to see more from this channel. Thank you. Bye now.